The vertebral column, it is made of 5 different regions, okay? And there's also 2 different types of curves. So the region one, the first one is called cervical region, that's made of 7 vertebrae. The second is called the thoracic, which is made of 12 vertebrae. Third one is called lumbar, which is made of 5 vertebrae. And then is the sacral, which is the fusion of 5 vertebrae. And then is the coccygeal one, which is again a fusion of different vertebrae. It varies from one person to another person. There is also 2 different curves. One is the primary curve, and the second one is the secondary curve. So the primary curves are the one that you are born with it. Secondary curve is you have those curves later on during the development. So what are the primary curves? One is the thoracic curve. The second one is the sacral curve. These two, you are born with it. So the reason for these 2 curves is to increase area. Okay, increasing the cavity in those 2 areas. So these organs in those 2 areas can have more space. The cervical curves develops later as the child, sits and stand up. The weight of the head creates this curve, and also the position of the body in general. And finally, the lumbar one, once the child starts sitting and walking, this curve develops, and that's because of the weight of the head, neck, torso, and upper limbs are on the lumbar area. So there will be a lot of weight. So that causes a curve anteriorly. A vertebra is made of 3 different parts. One is the vertebral body, the other one is vertebral arch, and the third one is the articular process. They are a little bit different in each region, but in general, almost all vertebrae have these 3 features, almost all. Okay, so vertebral body is located anteriorly. Then is the vertebral arch, which is made of 2 parts. One is the pedicle. This is the pedicle. This area is the pedicle. And this area, this one that you see, not these ones, not this one, but the area, the background that you see, this is called lamina, L-A-M-I-N-A. So lamina is a flat area. So these 2 together, and that makes the vertebral arch. And between the vertebral arch and the vertebral body, you have an opening, and that's called vertebral foramen. Vertebral foramen, which is also this one. Then you have the processes. So this is a process, a bony projection. This one, this blue area that you see, this is called facet. Facet means a flat area. This is an articular surface. So you have transverse process. So there's 2 of them, one on each side. You have the superior or inferior. So it's difficult to see the superior one here, but you can see the superior one and the inferior one here. And finally, you have the, actually you can see the superior here, actually, yeah. And also you can see the spinous process, okay. You can spinous process that is only just 1. So the transverse ones are 2, the superior and inferior are 2, but the spinous process is just 1. And this area that you see, this is just a flat surface area that articulates with another vertebra, most likely another vertebra. Sometimes it articulates with another structure, but like for example, it can articulate with sacrum. So sacrum is a fusion of multiple vertebrae, but in general they articulate with another vertebra. Okay, so this is that multiple vertebrae on top of each other. So this is the vertebral body located anteriorly, and they are connected with each other by the intervertebral disc. Intervertebral disc here. This area is called the pedicle. This is the pedicle. And this area, this area that you see is a little bit hard to see it here. That's called lamina, but it's very easy to see it here. This flat area, that's called lamina. Okay. Then is the spinous process, which is this one. This is spinous process. The spinous process. Okay. So the area between the vertebral body and the vertebral arch, this was the vertebral arch. So the area, this area was called vertebral foramen. So if I go back here, this is the vertebral foramen. Okay. But when you put a vertebrae on top of each other, that creates another foramen. So this one is called intervertebral foramen. It means between the two vertebrae, intervertebral. Okay. So this is located around this area, and the content of the intervertebral foramen is the spinal nerve. Okay. Then you have multiple vertebrae. When they put them together, each one has vertebral foramen, and when you have many vertebral foramen together, that will make the vertebral canal, and the content of vertebral canal is a spinal cord. Okay, spinal cord. Now you see also these processes here. So you see these processes around here, and these processes have the facets. Okay, the facets part of the articular processes, and you can see that they fuse with each other. So the superior one will fuse with the inferior one. Inferior one here articulates with the superior one here.